Hello my people over there that are interested in abstract art or those that want to understand abstract art. Today I'm going to be making the future of abstract art over here, and we are using these photographs to actually do this. And this is a new style I have been developing. These photographs have been taken out of fashion clothes, and it's a kind of collaborative effort that I'm doing with the fashion world, while at the same time kind of using my own stuff also, because in some of these pictures the backgrounds actually feature also my paintings, and these have been taken with a camera, overexposed settings, while swinging the camera and doing all kinds of hand movements and gestures, so they can get that kind of expressive quality and materiality in them, because these feature cloth, you know, uh, and it has the same materiality as paintings. You have fabric, but it's still digital, and that's what I'm going for. This picture, for example, it looks pretty interesting on its own, and I have started using this layered approach. You can see some of my face color over here, and that's not so good, but you see how, for example, that's really interesting. I'm going to be showing you in the future. That's a sky picture, overexposed sky picture. I feel that that light that's there, that's maybe not so good. If I took it like really like that, maybe that could work. Yeah, let's use that. That's an interesting composition. Let's fly with that, and let's bake all those layers into one, and then we're going to see what happens. Okay, so here are all the layers in one picture then, and we are going to, I like this line, and I like this, this puzzle type of, feel that is in the picture. I really dig that. I really dig that. And I like this also, the lamp that is, the street lamp. It kind of adds some interest to that spot in the picture while still being kind of obscure, like what is it, really. And with abstract art, some people don't like it just for that reason, because you don't really know what it is that you are looking at, and it can actually like express or kind of make you feel at a very deep level how somebody else is kind of experiencing life, abstract art, and it's kind of off-putting for some people. It's it can be quite an extreme form of art, but I feel that it's the most refined, and I'm not refined. I feel that it's the most. I feel that it's the highest art form there is. Abstract art. uh, on top of literature, I feel that they are the highest, art forms there is. But yeah, you can disagree with it. But I feel with realism, you don't have this kind of freedom, and it doesn't put you into that state, and um, yeah, I like this process, and I love making abstract art. I did a lot of abstract paintings, and now I'm using a whole different, way of making this stuff. And I found clothing manufacturers that feature like abstract designs. For example, the shirts that I used over here and the suit, the manufacturer has abstract designs in their clothes, and I like it. That's why I bought those, because they were abstract art in themselves. And it's a long journey, I took to like get um, to this style. Actually, I went through all kinds of experiments on the way. Let's try to adjust the color. Oh, that's interesting. That red is interesting. I like that. I like that, but you know, I'm still going to go back from here to this blue. And I'm just going to try to figure out a way to make this work. I have said this to so many times before that in abstract art, it's a bit different than in some other art forms. You are just trying to make the piece work. There's no other way. Yeah, you have to really you have to understand a lot of stuff to make good abstract art. And I explain all of this in some of my other videos, and I kind of looked at those and I kind of realized, holy shit, this is really quite advanced, you know. Like if somebody like thought that like abstract art making is just, you know, pretty simple and there's no anything behind it, you know. I would say that yeah, you watch some of those videos and you kind of realize that yeah, it's not that way at all, you know. A lot of you have to look at a lot of, you know, art and try to really understand what is going on to make a good abstract art piece is not easy, you know. But you know, you can learn it. And also, I would feel that probably most abstract artists are quite self-taught, you know. It's one of those things that, yeah, you can learn a lot, but I feel that abstract art is taught through representational art. I also did a lot of drawing and that kind of stuff, and you learn composition through combining these different approaches. Let's use that. That kind of looks like some mountain type of scenario, maybe. Yeah. So let's use now. Let's go to this and look at how this, you know, now it looks like some sky thing, you know. And now let's change color a bit. I really want to get rid of some of that white, you know. Oh, that's interesting. But yeah, you know, it's a collaborative effort that I have been doing. There's a kind of a lot of people that are actually behind what I'm trying to achieve at the moment in my art. I like that. I really dig that. I really like that. I don't know why, but it just has, you know, it has just, you know, some kind of, you know, misty feeling behind it, you know. Um, I'm trying to also like figure out if I could bring more, you know, sharp shapes into this kind of style. Um, I had one shirt that featured. Oh man, that's interesting. Like I had one shirt that featured these airplanes, and those airplanes kind of transmitted to the picture, but I feel that I'm kind of like looking for. I don't know what I'm really looking for in this art. Let's go back a bit. You see how small changes change the whole feel of the picture, like where your attention kind of goes in the picture and how the eye moves in the picture, that kind of stuff. how about we use this and now we do this. Okay, so how about we like, I took this layer over here and I had this picture over here, and I thought that how about we like make them maybe this layer should be transparent and this layer pretty opaque, you know. How about we how about we layer them on top of each other like that? How would that look? These layers, yeah. How about this? Like, which one is better? That looks more balanced. We're gonna go with that, and we're gonna save that. That looks pretty interesting on its own. Then we're gonna keep modifying. Okay, so now we have these layers into one picture, and it's going to be a little more. There's gonna be some white in here. I'm just trying to figure out. You know, that is interesting how we get this like reddish type of. I also like that. You know, this is a challenge. You know, this picture is really a challenge. It just, you know, it brings to mind some kind of, you know, fantasy type of mountain range, you know, where there are dragons. Where there are dragons, you know, that kind of stuff. Yeah, you like dragons. I like dragons too. Yeah. Urban. Okay, let's look at it with a different color. Let's just, you know, say that we are gonna take that, and I just want to look at the composition, you know, like this. And I feel that it's a pretty interesting one. Usually when you look at things black and white, you understand the composition better. And now we go back. Now we go back, and this might be the first picture that I can't really take to completion. But I might be wrong. There's probably a way. There's probably a way that I can make this work. I'm going to emphasize the reds over here. Let's make it a little cooler. Do you know about color temperature? It means that if the color is like cool or if it's like warm, it's the same principle as with lights. Some lights are cooler, some lights, you know, like lights. I mean, like lights, like whites, like lights. Those kind of styles, you know, lights, whites, styles. Then we're going to try something whole different. We're just trying to make it work. We might even add more layers to it. Let's go with that. And now we add a layer to it, another layer. Okay, so now let's look at this, and I have this kind of way or a goal of actually not using the same pictures twice, even though I'm using this layered approach, because I feel that it's going to create this like repetition in the pictures that I don't want. I want all of them to have different shapes, but same style, you know. A style is kind of something that unifies the different, I would say, you know, maybe you could say that the style features some characteristics like shapes. Some styles have more like, you know, straight lines, some have more like round shapes, you know. Some feature darker colors, some feature lighter colors, some feature smoother textures, you know, that kind of stuff. So we're gonna take this picture, and this picture, you know, as you see, is really white. There's a lot of white in there. And if we make this layer like this, you get something really interesting, don't you? You get something really interesting here. And then we're gonna take this layer and we're gonna make it really, you know, we're gonna take this black, we're gonna take it to the extreme, and we're gonna take the exposure to lower. And this is kind of an X-ray type of thing also. Actually, sometimes there are these shapes that kind of like remind me of like bones, and it's interesting. It's interesting, you know. I don't know if you could actually use X-ray to make this. Like, that's an idea. Could you use X-ray to like make art? Yeah, you could. You could. I could use. I could maybe figure out a way to do that. Okay, so now look at this picture. I dig that. I dig that because it's so simple while at the same time being so, you know, complex, you know. Complex simplicity. That kind of stuff. Now let's play around with these layers a bit, and let's try to make it more better, interestingly cool. What is this blend mode? Screen multiply. Ah, I have not even used this before. I was just looking at, you know, one of my videos, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff that can be like done over here. Yeah, you discover all kind. You know, it looks like a pretty like simple tool actually, but then you kind of realize that holy shit, there's so much you can do with this. Like, there's so much you can do actually do with this program or website, you know. And if you didn't know, it's called PixelR. PixelR. You have to pay a little bit to use this, but I feel it's completely worth it. If you are a photographer, you can do all kinds of funny stuff with it, and I love this. I love this website. Yeah, that brings to mind some dragon thing, you know. So let's fly with that picture. Okay, so let's go with this one, and let's keep adding stuff to it, and let's keep trying to make it like pretty cool. Okay, this is not looking so good, you know. Maybe at the moment it's too kind of, you know, it's getting kind of to that level that I don't really dig, you know. It's too it's too some like, I don't know, but I'm going to use this still. I'm going to use this as a layer, and we're gonna add something on top of this. Okay, so here's a really interesting picture. This color, this is actually a tie. I said that this was made out of fashion clothes, and this red color, it comes out of one of my paintings. You would never like understand how these are actually, what this is actually. If you didn't know, as I said, I'm gonna show you at some point how I take these pictures, you know. Now let's make this one a little transparent, you know, and start seeing some magic happen over here. Okay, then we're gonna add another layer, but we're gonna add that layer between these, I feel, and we're trying to get something that has a lot of stuff happening at this point, so it kind of blends. Okay, so I added a couple of different photos over here, one like this and one like this, and I'm going to figure out a way that I can get these pictures to work together. And it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, you know, I feel. And not just a little bit, I feel that it's going to be a pretty big challenge actually. We're gonna make this layer a little bit more, you know, it has to show through more. And now that's cool. We're gonna use this. I don't know if there should be something in this corner, or is that good? I'm going to find one more picture that has something in this corner. Okay, so I found this picture that I took, and we're gonna make it a little bit more transparent, and maybe add it like there. It kind of changes, you know, the whole thing a bit. And I feel that that's pretty an interesting picture at the moment. Then let's just figure out at what layer should this. That's too much. Let's just make it like maybe it should be there. Let's save that as a whole and start modifying it. Okay, so let's look at this picture now. Let's just flip it around. Let's flip it like that. Let's look at it and from all possible angles and try to figure out which is the best way to use it. Okay. Now we get this like kind of underground layer type of. I feel that the tie color is kind of maybe it's too clear out of that, but at the same time it kind of creates some kind of nice visual interest in the picture. So maybe we'll just go with it. Maybe we will just go with it. I don't know. This is a really challenging one, you know. It's a really challenging one, but it feels like some underground, you know, tunnel type of crypt maybe. But it needs more contrast. Let's start with that. I have felt that usually you should be playing around with these layers, these sliders first, I mean, and then you go for these filter things. I feel that in this picture, I'm not really sure about the color. Let's take that. Okay, I'm starting to kind of understand where this picture could be taken towards to. I'm feeling, and that's pretty good, you know. Now we're gonna take the temperature up a bit, you know. I don't know why, but that feel like it. The color temperature has to be oh well. The color temperature has to be a little higher on this. And then we are going to try to get this shape to emphasize more. It's one of those things that you do too much of this and you get this tunnel vision type of thing, and you can no longer see the picture very clearly, you know, as a whole. I don't know if you should actually save the picture with some other thing, like not PNG, you know. It looks like a skull. We're not gonna go there yet. I don't know why, but I'm going to go with this. And okay, this picture is so freaking challenging. But I like it at the moment. It has something going for it. We're just gonna take our time with it. Add another layer to it. Okay, so I added this picture over here, and this is a sky picture that I took just yesterday, and it has a lot of zoom in it, and it's another good picture on its own, and the sky was really weird, you know, actually yesterday, you know. But I feel that we can use this picture in some way in this photo, and if we use it like that, you are starting to see a pretty interesting thing happen. Yeah. But I feel that I need to be taking more pictures at this point, that we are kind of exhausting what we have, and we have already used the best pictures. Usually it's the way that if the picture is on its own pretty good, you know, it's going to create a new, or the pictures are going to create a good, they can be used to create a good picture on their own. I mean, combining different, combining different pictures, that kind of stuff. Look at that. Like, what is this? It's another realm, you know. You know, that's another realm. Yeah, we're creating something cool over here. Okay, I found this picture. I took this picture just weeks ago, you know, from a cemetery. It's a cross. And I felt that maybe, you know, like that. Like, look at this. Like, it doesn't that look pretty interesting? Yeah, it looks pretty interesting. We just need something in this corner, maybe. And the picture might be, you know, it's getting there. It's getting there. We are going to just, yeah, it's impossible to like, well maybe like that. That's actually good on its own like that. But we're going to be thinking about if the crush actually should be more, I would say more black. You know what, if it was really black, you know, like if it's really black, you know, you can no longer see the stuff. But if it's like this, we try to make it like really black, and then we go like that. Yeah, I don't know. The previous one was better. Didn't, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't show enough. That's good. Let's go with that. And now let's try to add one more layer over here. We need something going on in this corner. Okay, so we have this over here, and this picture, and if we take it like that, if we make this one a little opaque, oh well, it don't work. It's starting to get too, you know, this, if we make this layer really exposed and really, you know, high contrast, really get rid of the black in there and emphasize some things about it, you know. And then we make this one, no, it's kind of getting stuck. Save that, save that. It has a fantasy feel to it. I like that picture, so let's just, I like that picture, so let's just, you know, take the whole thing and try to make it work. Okay, now look at this. Look at this picture. Let's try to make this picture work. Actually, when I went to Helsinki, I went to this place called, is it like HAM? You know, it's a Helsinki Art Museum, I think is the name. And I met this dude over there, and we talked quite a long time about art, and he showed me his you know, CD cover designs, and they had this kind of, you know, this kind of layered approach to them, where he had used a lot of different photographs on top of each other, and I kind of took the idea to this my art and just started using it, and then this happened, and it was one of the things that kind of inspired me. And yeah, You never know what happens. It would be funny if there could be some filter over there that was kind of fantasy, type in its color scheme. But this really brings to mind, like power metal and that kind of stuff. Let's take that. This over here, it looks kind of like a bird's, beak. It's a bit grainy, but I feel it's pretty good. This it's kind of going through this, and I'm not finding what I'm just not finding, what I'm kind of going for. It's due probably to this corner that it kind of makes the whole picture look like not what I want, I have to add a little bit of temperature, Okay. that's that's it. That's it, that has the same kind of, where we even started, I have no idea, I have no idea, we have went through so much, like I went through so much. Something like that could also work. Hey, wait a minute. Let's just try that. Okay, I really dig that. And what were these? What is like this what this? Let's just save these versions of the picture. We are really pushing it right now. Okay, I was thinking about this. I like this, not as it now is, but I like the blue, how it brought forth the blue. We might also use this as, in the future, we could use those in the future as layers on some other art, we can take it like further. I was just, thinking that we have this highlights, thing over here, so if I take this slider a bit down, doesn't that look pretty interesting? I don't know why I didn't do that, you know, previously. Okay. Okay, I feel that I have the best picture over here. Now let's look at the pictures and just go through them. Okay, so I'm not probably gonna sign this piece, but we started over here and then we went like this, added another layer, kept going, like made some interesting things with this, tried it red, then we flipped around the colors and we brought forth, you know, those clouds. It started to feel a bit fantasy-esque, you know. These are pretty expressive. Then we took this layer, layered those on top of each other, got this, you know. Then we really took it to the extreme with this one. It started to look a bit, you know, stupid, so we just used this layer as the base layer for this. We added this picture on top of that, then this picture, then this picture, then this picture, then this picture, then we really started going somewhere. I felt then we added a sky over here, a sky picture, then this picture, and then the cross, and then we have the cross picture over here. Then we started bringing the cross like bit more forward, you know, and in the end we got to a point that the picture kind of exhausted itself. In here we are kind of like maybe getting to the end, and I feel, oh yeah, that's one of the older pictures of a glass jar, but I feel that that's the final piece. Let's add a signature to it. Let's just try this corner. Okay, so let's add a signature to this beach over here, and you know what was the like the name of the funny font, you know, that I used in the last picture. I just thought that font might work. It was something like what was it? You know, it had a it sounded kind of my name. Sounded kind of my name, you know. But I'm going to sign this with Truth Detective because that's the Stigrise, you know. My real name is Henrik. So, but I'm going to use my artist name over here because it's what you use to find my stuff online. So, the real name won't lead you to much of anything. Can it fit in like that? No, we have to use tool. And we are going to make it like that. So freaking nice. And we're going to pick a color over here. Like that. And I'm going to maybe change the color a bit. What if the color was, you know, with signature colors, it's, you know, there's no clear-cut rules how you should do it, but I feel that it should show pretty good, but it shouldn't distract the viewer. It should be a more of a pointer to the best parts in the picture, or maybe the central focal point that is in this picture, kind of maybe in here, you know, maybe this one, you know, that kind of stuff. And I don't know if I'm going to, you could also play infinitely with this like stuff. You could do all kinds of funny color combinations, write some of the letters with different colors, and yeah, Yeah, we have a winner. What if it was like that? Stig Rice. Okay, let's use this color, and let's use the outline color. Let's make it the same color, like that. And then is this? Yeah, this we want to make. We're just gonna experiment with different combinations over here until it kind of works. But the positioning of the font is good at the moment. If that's a bit darker, you know, it could work better. Should the font that is like lower, should it be darker color? No, like this. Well, like I want to make this like this. Those are kind of the opposite. I would say like the opposite colors. You know, they work together. You know. If we make this outline a bit bigger, you know, we get like that. That's perfect. It shows too much, you know, the yellow. Maybe something like that. No, I mean this. This doesn't make much sense how I do this, but we're gonna try anyway to kind of make it a little darker. Maybe that would work better. Let's create all kinds of combinations out of this. Let's make the lower. Oh, I feel that's probably our best bet, you know, with the colors in the font, the signature. Yeah, probably. Now let's look at the signatures once again. Okay, here's the picture without the signature. Then we add the signature. Then we change it around like that. A little bit more dark. This combination doesn't work. What about that? Yeah. Let's look at it once again. That's a good. I feel that's the best one, you know. I like that, you know. I like that pink, you know. It's funny. It's a funny color. But in this one we have the kind of pink, don't we have it like. But you know, it's a very complex process, you know. Making this picture wasn't easy, you know. Like, yeah, it was a fucking complex process. Almost took me an hour, you know. Like just, you know, the modification, you know, these pictures. You know, I had to walk a lot. Yeah, let's go with that. I like that. That's the final picture. Thanks for watching. Look at it once again. And check out my art portfolio. This is going on there for sure.